Hello everyone and welcome back to our normally weekly video. I had to take last week off because I just wasn't in a good mindset to make one. I'm better now, so let's just make this simple and talk about some gaming news. Well, it seems I may have been wrong as we're getting word that Halo Infinite will get a battle royale in the near future. According to rumors, a development team called Certain Affinity is tasked with making this battle royale type mode. This mode has been under development for a little more than 2 years and planning to be released around season 3 or 4. This still doesn't answer the question as to why Halo Infinite's multiplayer content is lacking, but we may find more info in the future if there's any sort of crossover that is delaying development from this side of the game. I've said it before, but it won't take much to bring players back to Halo. We're still waiting for Forge mode and other updates to mix up the multiplayer, but I'm glad to see or hear any sort of progress. Halo Infinite isn't dying and it won't fade to obscurity anytime soon. We just gotta fill up the current experience and now we have to wait for more. Hopefully, we'll get to hear more about this in the summer around what would normally be E3. E3 has been cancelled this year, but we're still going to get a lot of news and announcements around that time. Regardless, 343 will have to be quicker on its turnaround time if they want to keep a solid number of concurrent players. My favorite game of all time is finally getting a remake. Max Payne 1 and 2 will be remade by the original development team, Remedy. These games were all I ever wanted from a video game when they were originally released. A story-based, cinematic action game with fun gameplay. And they did a great job doing just that. Not only was this game a favorite of mine, but it's also why the letter R in my logo is shaped the way it is, to resemble a bullet in a negative space, just like Remedy's logo. Of course, I can't have it look exactly the same, but that was the inspiration for the font I used. The original Max Payne 1 and 2 games are fairly old and have some issues with running on modern PCs. The community has done a great job making patches to fix some of the issues these games have. This included the background music now working during cutscenes and other smaller issues. It's going to be some time until we see anything from this project, and I just can't wait. I already have some ideas in mind to celebrate the release, and I know many people are always skeptical about remakes or remasters, but I don't see that being an issue here. I've been asking for a remake from this game for like the last 3 or 4 years, including a map editor. Hopefully we'll get that as well, I don't know. So first off, it is the same development company that's still being ran by the original Max Payne himself, Sam Lake, and Remedy's track record has far more hits than misses. Anything could happen, but I feel any worries of a bad retelling or optimization issues are fairly slim. For me, this is as close to a sure thing as we're ever going to find in today's gaming industry. From a number of teasers as well as a hint on the map, Warzone Pacific will be expecting a visit from Godzilla and King Kong. We haven't seen any creatures of this scale before in Warzone, so I really do wonder how much we'll see from these characters and how much they'll be moving around the map during the event. This will be a cool event and hopefully one that comes with some positive changes to the map. I've said my piece on Caldera a few times already, so I don't really want to repeat myself. The worst thing that could happen is if it destroys a point of interest like Capital City, which is one of the better areas of the map in my opinion. It's still going to be a cool event regardless, but hopefully it does shake things up for the better. And finally, Vanguard's ranked number 2 player has been caught using hacks while live streaming.
Beauty, I caught it. Damn, why is my game always...
Hacking programs have ways to keep the cheats from showing up on recordings or live streams. However, there seems to be an issue with the system that could allow Activision, Raven, Sledgehammer, the CDL, Ricochet anti-cheat system, and others to detect or reveal hacks at any given time. During this live stream, Flex's game Hitched, which showed the hacks on stream for a few seconds. Since then, his name was removed from the leaderboards, and he had released an apology letter saying how sorry he is and that he only did it to get weapon camo missions done. Like, first off, if you're a good player, you're not going to cheat just to get camos. And second, camo challenges can suck at times, but going out of your way to cheat to get them done sooner is just hilarious. More so when other players have already gone through the challenges themselves without being a wimp about it. Later in the apology, he was saying that he was grinding rank to get to players of his skill level, which shows why he was actually hacking. Because he got stuck in a rank he did not like and wanted to cheat his way to the top to be carried, hopefully, by legitimately good players. And there's nothing he can say to make me think otherwise. Alright, I'm done roasting this kid, now let's get to something that's a little more interesting. If these cheats work the way I think it does, anyone using a cheat could end up being revealed if their game freezes. The Ricochet anti-cheat system has trolled cheaters in the past, and I feel that intentionally making the cheater's game get hit with slowdowns and performance issues isn't just a good way to troll a cheater, but could also reveal those who are streaming the game at the same time. For those who wonder why anti-cheats don't always seem to work, it's basically the same reason why Norton and McAfee antivirus programs don't always work. An antivirus system can only detect viruses it knows exist. If a new exploit is created, that virus can have full reign of the computer. Usually, many devices can be affected by a brand new exploit that bypasses the security systems. This is usually known as a day zero attack. And it takes time for the developers of the system to find those exploits and patch it out. And it's the same concept with cheating programs. Ricochet can only detect what it knows exists, and it takes time for the developers to find those exploits. For competitive games, there should be a separate anti-cheat system that can be used outside of the game for tournaments. Imagine if the CDL had a button that could freeze up a player's game at any time to reveal if they're using hacks. Of course, it would have to be timed right, like when the player gets killed or is spectating, but this could bring a layer of legitimacy that we're currently missing in the COD and CDL games. Now imagine when some of these best players start ducking and stop playing tournaments after this change. We'd have a far better idea of who is actually a legit and good player and who is cheating. Also, anyone caught hacking during a tournament should be hit with a fine. I feel we should start enforcing paperwork and have people sign off when they enter a tournament. If they get caught 100% hacking, they should pay a fine. In my opinion, I feel that fine should be the same amount as the prize pool. So if the prize pool is set to $100,000, the cheater would be fined up to $100,000, as they didn't just steal whatever dollar amount they won, if any, but they're also stealing from every other player in the tournament, as well as there being investigations for any earnings the player may have made from previous tournaments. Enforcing fines and using new anti-cheat systems outside of the game needs to happen to really any game that has a competitive community. We can blame Activision and all these other systems all we want, but tournament organizers should also have a say and put their foot down to limit as much cheating as they can on their side, which I know some of them do, but it sucks that we have to do it this way because someone has to take out the trash and it should be a combined effort. That's all I got for the topics today. Let me know what you think, and thank you for getting this far in the video. So until next week, I am Mr. Rain, and I will see you next time.
Inside first floor still.
He might be. No, the gas mask. No. No, that's nice. That nice was crazy. Gas mask just fucking did it to me, bro. Niggas are for shit, bro. I'm gonna have gas mask, bro. Teammate is better.
GG.